Myself is Dr. Chandrakant, HV. I'm the professor and head of the Forensic Medicine Department. So today we are giving an introduction about the Moot Court enactment which is done by the students who are in 4th term MBBS. So Moot Court enactment by the undergraduate students is one of the best practice of the Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology. The objectives of this practice is to improve the knowledge of the courtroom proceedings for successful approach towards legal procedure, making them competent enough to handle questions in examination. And number 2 is to impart their training for undergraduates to make them acquainted to face the courts successfully in their future medical practice. This practice, which is done by the undergraduate medical students in their 4th term autopsy postings under the guidance of Faculty of Forensic Medicine, are made to present a mock show of the courtroom proceedings. This practice is there since 5 years. There is a fixed courtroom structure which is available in the department, which orients the students on how exactly the Indian court works. After the enactment, the students are made to give relative narration about the role played by them. The impact of this practice, the student satisfaction. One is the student's satisfaction. The students themselves feel that they are more acquainted in facing the courtroom proceedings in comparison with the students of other colleges. Here you can witness the Moot Court proceedings.
Courtroom. It's where the lawyer becomes the real actor. There's a very fine line in between delivering a monologue to a jury and delivering a monologue in a play. The best actors are really theatrical. Woody Harrelson. A very good morning to all present. We, the 4th term students, posted in the Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology, under the guidance of our teachers, bring to you the Moot Court. The courtroom proceedings are a matter of interest to some and are rather boring to others. This show is an innovative way for us to comprehend the courtroom proceedings, not only in a way that we like, but also for the doctors within us to understand how easy and comfortable it can be to deliver evidence in the court of law. I'd now like to call Lakshmi to present the case details.
Good morning to one and all. I will now take you through the case details. A case was brought for autopsy to JSS Medical College mortuary. The deceased was an adult man aged 42 years with history of assault on 2/3/2018 at around 6 p.m. The case was booked under IPC section 302 and 324, read with 34 IPC with crime number 25/18. The autopsy was conducted on 3/3/2018 between 11 a.m.
Good morning. I will be explaining the sections under which our suspects are being tried. IPC section 302, punishment for murder. IPC section 324, voluntarily causing harm or hurt by a dangerous weapon or means. And IPC section 34, acts done by several persons in furtherance of a common intention. We have the doctor, the PG and the intern in the doctor's office when the police officer comes with the intention of...
Good morning, doctor. You are summoned to a session court Mysore, 9th May 2019 in relation to case number 2156/8.
A summons or subpoena is a document compelling the attendance of a witness in a court of law under penalty on a particular day, time and place with the purpose of giving evidence. What was this case about?
I don't remember the exact details of the case. I think the case file is in my office. Can you go and get it?
Yes.
In the meantime, why don't you tell me about the different types of incisions made in autopsy?
Sir, eye incision, Y incision and modified Y incision.
Very good.
Sir, this is
So these are the pictures. You can go through them. And this is the summons. You can look at this. Take a look at the summons.
so sir, what are the incisions?
The were, as you can see here, a laceration on the left half of forehead, 5 into 3 centimeters about skin deep, and also a depressed cognitive fracture on the left front of right leg. Are there any more questions?
No, sir. After receiving his summons, goes to the court to meet the public prosecutor.
Good morning. Be seated.
I have summons in relation to case 215618.
Doctor, have you gone through the case?
I've gone through the case, but I'd like to know what kind of questions I'd be asked about.
Doctor, I will ask you the manner of sustaining the injuries.
I think this is a case of assault.
No. Doctor, as you are not an eyewitness, you better put it as the injuries are consistent with assault.
Yeah, okay.
Can chalk wound on the forearm be due to an accident?
No, I don't think so.
The case is strong in favor of assault. Your evidence will be taken. Please be seated in the court.
Silence. Court is open. Let the proceedings begin.
Case number 9891/18, Mr. Golden Shetty.
Mr. Golden Shetty. Mr. Golden Shetty, suspect 1 has entered the courtroom, defended by lawyer Miss Meghna Chopra.
Ma'am, with your permission, may I approach the bench? You may. Ma'am, due to the lack of time, I would request you to postpone our hearing. The hearing is postponed to 15 July.
Case number 3214/17, Mr. Rocky Singh.
Mr. Rocky Singh. Mr. Rocky Singh, suspect 2 has entered the courtroom, defended by lawyer Miss Jeevika Gowda.
The trial will be on July 3rd.
Case number 2156/18, Mr. Garuda.
Mr. Garuda. Mr. Garuda, the third and final suspect has entered the courtroom, defended by lawyer Mr. Maaz Khan.
Case number 2156/18, Dr. Manmohan Mahadeva, JSS Medical College, Mysore. 56/18, Jaipur Police Station PSI, Mr. Muniappa. Sargur Police Station, HC number 561, Mr. Feller. Case number 2156/18, Dr. Manmohan Mahadeva, please come to the witness box.
Oath is a declaration required by the law which is compulsory and holds a witness accountable for the consequence of his evidence.
Please take the oath as written in you.
ನಾನು ದೇವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿ ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನಲ್ಲದೆ ಬೇರೇನು ಹೇಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ಯ.
Begin the direct examination.
The direct examination or the examination in chief consists of questions put to the witness by the lawyer from the side which has summoned him.
What is your name, doctor?
Dr. Manmohan Mahadeva,
What is your age?
36 years.
What's your father's name?
Shankar Mahadeva.
And where are you working since how many years?
I've been working in JSS Medical College and Hospital since 2006 as an assistant professor in forensic medicine.
What have you done in the case?
I've conducted the post-mortem examination from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 3rd of March 2018.
And what were the injuries you noticed?
I noticed a laceration on the left half of forehead, 5 centimeters about skin deep, and also a depressed
Since
cognitive.
the injuries are already explained in the PM report, you may go ahead with the next relevant question. Yes, ma'am. So what's your final opinion about cause of death?
Death is due to previous cerebral injuries as a result of blunt force trauma.
What is meant by craniocerebral injuries?
Injuries to the skull and the brain.
And how these injuries are inflicted?
The injuries are consistent with assault.
That's all you want. Let the cross-examination begin.
In a cross-examination, the witness is questioned by the lawyer of the opposite side.
Hello, doctor. Could you mention your name again, please?
Dr. Manmohan Mahadeva.
And could you confirm whether this is your signature?
Yes, this is my signature.
Okay, so this is a copy of the post-mortem report. It is my understanding, doctor, that injuries are usually very descriptive, yet you have only mentioned laceration in injury number 1.
Lacerations of the scalp are taken to be split lacerations unless specified otherwise.
And in injury number 2, you have mentioned frontoparietal region. Could you please explain what do you mean?
Frontoparietal region is the front and side of the scalp.
Okay. Injury number 3 is a grazed abrasion at the back of the right shoulder measuring 8 into 4 centimeters. Do you think it would have been caused in a road traffic accident or even by self-fall?
This injury can be caused by a road traffic accident and also by self.
So it can be.
Yes.
Injury number 4, which has been highlighted by the prosecution, is an oblique chop wound in the middle third of the back of the right forearm measuring 5 into 3 centimeters. Could this have been caused in a road traffic accident?
No, it is very unlikely. This injury is most likely caused by a heavy sharp cutting weapon.
So, in your PM report, all these 4 injuries were fatal?
No, only injury number 2 is fatal.
Injury number 2, but not injury number 4.
No.
And why is injury number 4, the chop wound, not fatal?
Because the weapon missed all of the major arteries and nerves.
You have mentioned time of death as 12 to 18 hours since you received the body. How do you justify that?
When the body came to me, driver mortis are already seven, and the post-mortem staining was present on the back of the face. So it's reasonable to assume that the time since death would be 12 to 18 hours.
How many transactions do you think were there of the deceased?
Multiple transactions. It's about 3.
Could you elaborate?
Split laceration and a depressed fracture, chop wound, and a grazed abrasion.
Did you examine any weapons? Your Honor, I would like the court to observe that the post-mortem report does in fact prove that the death of the victim was because of the road traffic accident, injury number 2, and hence I request that my client should not be tried for murder.
Objection, Your Honor. Overruled. Doctor, you can go now, verify your deposition and sign on it.
Investigating officer conducts inquiries to discover and collect evidence to prosecute and convict suspects.
Examination of investigating officer may be done.
Case number 2156/18, Jaipur Police Station PSI Mr. Maniappa, please come to the witness box. Please take the witness.
ನಾನು ಕೇವಲವಾಗದೆ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿ ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಸತ್ಯವಲ್ಲದೆ ಬೇರೇನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ಯ.
What is your name, officer?
I'm Mr. Munapa,
And what's your age?
30 years.
What's your father's name?
Mr. Silva.
Where are you working since how many years?
I'm working in Jaipur Police Station in Mumbai.
And what's your designation?
I'm serving the profile.
Are the weapons of offense confiscated?
No madam, what's it?
After the weapons are confiscated, they may be produced to the doctor for the further proceeding of the case. Does the defense want a cross-examination?
The defense has no questions, Your Honor.
The case is adjourned till the weapons are confiscated.
Come to the end of the moot court session, I will be summarizing the series of events that took place. It started with the summons being served to the doctor. The doctor received it and went to the court to discuss the case with the public prosecutor. The courtroom proceedings began after the judge entered the court. The doctor was called upon. He took the oath. Examination in chief was conducted by the public prosecutor and the salient features of the case were presented to the court. This was followed by the cross-examination by defense lawyer and leading questions were asked to assess the credibility of the witness. Questions were asked by the judge in between. Then the investigating officer was called to witness box. He took the oath and examination in chief of investigating officer was done by the public prosecutor. After deposition of the evidence, he signed the letter of deposition and the court was adjourned by the judge. Now we have Medha to introduce.
I am Medha Bhatt. I am here to introduce the characters for today's play. We have Medha Singhal as prosecutor by Mahek,
Prosecutor by Kirtana. Lawyers by Mas Khan and Jivika. Officer by Manish Kumar. Head Constable by Faisal. Clerk by Mahim Singhal. Suspects Kanishk as Garuda. Kartikeya as Golden Shetty. As Rocky Singh. Krishna Nair and Krishna Banap. By Manmohan Mahajan. By Medha Mehra. Intern by Ishita Chatterjee. Typist by Kavya. By Jay Gauri. Case details by Lakshmi. Running narration by Aishwarya Kappa. Kokila to present.
Good morning everyone. On behalf of my batchmates, I am here to present the vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank the Forensic Medicine Department for giving us an opportunity and a learning experience. I would also like to thank my friends who have worked hard and made this session a success. Thank you.
I'm Margin, and I was playing the role of Dr. Manmohan Mahadeva. This is a reflective summary. The reflective summary is what goes on in the mind of my character during the whole skit. While the doctor was being summoned, I was sitting in my office with my students when a police officer, who I am personally acquainted with, came into my office. Seeing that he was dressed in uniform, I knew this wasn't a social visit. Surely a court summons there. The autopsies I had conducted in the recent past popped up in my head, and when I read the case file, I immediately recalled what it was. In the public prosecutor's office. After my meeting with the public prosecutor, I had a few doubts about the case. There were too many unfamiliar factors. I didn't know how good the public prosecutor was, and I knew that the defense lawyer was intimidating. But these doubts did not faze me, because the fact of the matter is, whether we win this case or not is of no interest to me. I just have to deliver the evidence in the courtroom in a precise, methodical manner, and then move on to my next autopsy. Cross-examination. Even though the defense lawyer was putting up a strong front, I knew his case was weak, and because of this I was not scared. I just wanted this case to be over with so I could go back home and rest. Sitting in the courthouse all day, especially in the summer, was taking a toll on my body, and I was already exhausted due to the large commute. The courthouse was an exciting place only when I had started as a forensic analyst, and as the years went on, I found the place nothing but tiring. Even though I love teaching and doing autopsies, showing up to the courthouse seems nothing but a chore.